Hello and welcome to WOW's Operation Replays. I'm your host, Lord Holland, and today I have one of my own reviews, or one of my own gameplays. It was in Cleveland, and I took this very recently. Now, as you can see, I have a Chkalov, Lantco, Anhalt, Ashitaka, Baltimore, and a G Maerker. Now, I had actually played a game with the Maerker and his Chkalov buddy. And I was, testing out some tier 6s in my Mutsu, and I met them on this exact same map. So I know the Chkalov's great, so I can be really aggressive. But I want you to I chose this replay because I want you to show how the Cleveland can really do and how it can use islands and positioning. And I always try to stress that on this channel is positioning. And Cleveland's just an amazing ship. I love this ship. I really did enjoy the ship. I ground the ship up with Halsey on it, and then I took them off and put them on my Vermont. But so when I ground the ship, I had Halsey on it. It was so fun. And Chkalov gets a really good hit there with like 6 torps. Basically wipes out that Furtaka. I have AP loaded for him. I shoot. My back gun's hit, but the front 2 knock it out. And now I've got basically broadside cruisers here. And boom. Double Citadel. And it's a little bit of damage. It's okay. But you see quad Citadel. My damage is just going up at this point. Boom. Another 6 Citadels. And I'm up to 50,000 already. And I'm just pumping AP into these guys. And I pop Hydro because I know torps are going to be coming, so I'm aware of that. Now, I was hoping to pick up a natural selection, but I was hoping to kind of get a good kit, but I missed it. If I had my shells aimed a little bit differently, I could have. Now see, I'm at half health. I'm at half health now, and I'm thinking, okay, I can still fight. But it gets very, very hairy. Fortunately, as you can see, the Atlantico's coming out, the Ashitaka's coming out. The Chkalov is exactly where I always say to put a carrier. Right on that island. He is right on that island. So he is using that boosting, he is getting his ships right out there. And I'm just, just sitting still, firing my high explosive. I don't have, now remember, now this does have a 12-point captain, but it doesn't have, but it was being retrained. It's 12-point captain, but this captain was being retrained. I have no captain skills on this ship. This was a purely, because you would think, oh, your reload will be going down faster. Nope. I'm working with stock reload through this entire match. No adrenaline rush, nothing. No skills, no captain perks. This is why I picked it, because it was like, oh my god. And I was doing high amounts of damage on such little health. I was doing really risky things that I should have died in. And it's probably kind of around here that I'm like, okay, I need to leave. Because I'm like, okay, I took a battleship show, and I can't really afford that. So I started, falling back. And I'm always looking at to see where the shells are coming from. Like, what's going to shoot me? And I take a fire there, and that's where it's like, okay, I'm like, I got to leave now. I can't live. I can't do this no more. I don't know why I switched back to AP. I should have just kept HE. And I went undetected for a bit. But then the Aoba comes back out and spots me. So right now, look at that. I'm down to 4,000 health now. And this is where it's like very scary because I'm a one-shot at this point, and I had been testing sixes like all day. I've been testing sixes like I've been promising to try and figure out a way to make sixes work. I just wanted to blow off some steam and have some fun. So I took out the one chip I knew that had DPM and needed, you know, to be retrained. So I took out the Cleveland. But, you know, look at this. I'm still pumping out the damage. I'm always looking where the guns are, though. I'm always looking at those guns. I'm zooming in, I'm zooming out, I'm zooming in. And I pick up the Congo. And I pick up the Aoba. Now, I got 3 cruisers on the first wave, and I pick up that Aoba. That's my natural selection. And the Chkalov saying, well done. I don't know if that was for the team or what, but we're in a really good position going in. And, you know, most people would think, okay, go to the heel, go to the heel. But I decide to change it. I'm not going to let those DDs get across that. I still got lots of consumables. I still got lots of health. Or lots of consumables and lots of ability to do damage. So I'm going in. I'm thinking, my battleships are moving in. I've got to support them. I've got to support these battleships. Now, you can only get now, I do have the Freedom Camo for my Cleveland, but you can only get that camo from the distant Voyages containers, I believe now. They give off the camos for these. Now, I got it when they did the cruiser split. That's why I have them on my Baltimore, my Cleveland, and my Des Moines. And I love it on my Des Moines. I love it. It looks so pretty. And if you're wondering what that second flag is, that is a public test flag from if you completed a season of test servers like 3 years ago. They would give you a tier 6 premium container, and that was the one season I did complete it, so I got that flag in a tier 6 container. And I'm at this island because I know I can use this island to go dark, so I can use this island to stay dark and just lob shells over, basically. And the Atlantico's going in. I'm trying to put as much fire on the DDs to help support him. And the Baltimore is finally coming up from being in the hill circuit to help. And he'll lay his AP shells and HE in from the other side. So we're getting a great crossfire in on this map. Great crossfire. Now you can see I'm just trying to throttle down, trying to get as much of that fire and stay undetected. Because like I said, I don't have health. But you'll see me work with this health. And I think, and I do pick up the Kagero, so that's one ship, but our Atlantico is going to go down. He's just taking way too much fire, which, I mean, is understandable. And the Atlantico guns, like, are really wonky, so they really don't. And it's like, at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm going to make sure I don't get... I should pick up this kill right here. Yep, I do pick up the Shiriatsu, and my Chkalov picks up the York, so that goes my main worry there. I can actually push out now. I don't know why I had AP loaded. I really don't. I really don't know why I had AP loaded. Or that, or I just can't remember. And I'm just firing, getting these DDs down to help my crew. And I pop Hydra so it helps him. But he takes it out. He misses the torps, thankfully. Because that could have been really... And I know that where the ships are coming, so I'm getting into a position because I'm using these islands. I'm using the islands and I'm using positioning. I'm up to 8 kills, 140,000 damage, and I'm working on 4,000 health. Most players would probably just kind of run and go heal. Well, I'm not normal players.
Reporting. Enemy cruisers entered the combat zone. They're chasing our aircraft carrier. Cruiser detected.
And I know the Des Moines is going to draw most of the fire for me, so I can openly gun these guys down. And the Ashitaka's here. My Chkalov's coming to help. I got support. There's no point to fall back. And I do have some fire coming in, so that's... And those missed me, thankfully. That could have been a very nasty, like, end game. And I know it's not much, but it's... Every bit of damage helps. Every bit of damage helps. I'm just providing covering fire and trying to help get these guys down. Chkalov gets another nice torp hit, 5 torps. Deletes the health on that Maerker. And again, I'm just using the positioning and using the islands, and the Cleveland shell arcs makes it so I can shoot over these islands. Ashitaka picks up that kill. Our Chkalov's going back in again. Now his buddy, the Makarov's in a very odd position. He's going up there where the Yamato is. Probably to help his buddy so his buddy doesn't get torped. Which does happen. Chkalov gets, looks like 4 torps on it, 5 torps. Takes down the hipper, and I think he blew out the engine too. And to say, well, I'm backing up, and I'm like, oh god, is the hipper shooting at me? And then I realize he's shooting the fort. So I don't have to be worried because the hipper will shoot the fort. And I just stay on this island and I don't get that kill because the hipper gets it, or the Baltimore gets it, which is unfortunate. But I'm up to 170,000 now. Respectable damage into Cleveland, and I'm just backing up. Ashitaka is going to take most of the fire for me. He's out here. This guy's a tier 7. I'm out here helping protect him. Now, it's actually interesting. I was actually testing out some new gameplay in Anchorage, and I had a player that was, new to my channel. And he called me a sus, which is basically slang for like, I don't believe you or anything. Well, that was honestly, buddy, that was like my second match of the day. I hadn't warmed up, and I was just starting the day. And this was probably one of my last matches of the day. So I had ample time to warm up. And I had a pretty good day so far. I got some gameplay footage. And the shows are starting to come in. I'm like, okay, now it's gonna get in here. Those shows missed me. I get a fire on him. Chkalov detonates the Z-23, which is great. That saves him. And there we go. We're taking some more shells. Those hit, though they're about 1,000 stabs, but then I'm always looking at those guns. And I see them turning back towards the Ashitaka. Nope, they're still shooting at me. But they hit the fort. So I don't have to worry about those anymore. But I do need to be careful. Now I believe Ashitaka is going to pick up this kill. Which is honestly understandable. I don't know why I popped defensive AA. Yep, secondaries get that. It's okay. 220,000. And I'm using the islands. I'm using everything in my arsenal to try to help. I'm trying to keep this Ashitaka as long as I can. And he's like shooting the Musashi because he's basically broadside to it. And I can see the guns, other than the Gato. I can see the guns turning. So I'm always watching those guns. Ashitaka breaks a pretty good hit from him. Chkalov's secondary kill is the Kitakaze, which is hilarious. And we're up to 237,000 now. Got a fire. And that's a perma-fire, so that's gonna burn. And at this point, I'm just trying to help keep my Ashitaka alive. I get another fire. I'm just pumping the damage out, pumping the shells, just trying to keep this guy alive. So I don't want him to die. He's been such a great teammate. He's helped me. He's still shooting the Musashi. He doesn't care about that. He's not going to take that Nagato from him because he knows, okay, the Cleveland's been doing really great help. He's been helping me. And he's going for the Musashi. Because that's good damage for a battleship as a Musashi. We're at 262,000. Chkalov picks up the carrier.
Well done,
And I tell him, well done. Because he sunk both DDs and he's... And yeah, he did kind of sink the Musashi. But he's basically, in terms of speaking, he sunk that entire middle wave. And that's a tough wave to sink. Okay. Now, you know... That... I know it's going to go down, but he's going to get it with the Torp. So that just leaves the Ganesh. So, let's be honest. The Ganesh versus a Chkalov, that's not even funny. If that was random, I bet the Chkalov would get reported, and that Ganesh would be so mad. But at this point, it's just cleanup. But the damage, 9 kills... And that's a permafire, thankfully, so I can get some more damage. Those Chkalov torps hurt. I'm just pumping the damage out at this point, just trying to get some more. Now, if I had Adrenaline Rush, can you imagine what my DPM would have been like? Oh, that would have been disgusting. And Chkalov picks it up with his skip bombings. It's okay. But 273k in a Cleveland working on 4,000 health for the last 8 minutes. That's very impressive and very scary. And it was a fun game. I loved that game.